The third book in A Song of Ice and Fire series, A Storm of Swords, plunges readers further into the chaos and conflict of Westeros, delivering complex character arcs, shifting alliances, and unexpected betrayals. As A Storm of Swords begins, the War of the Five Kings is still raging, although several contenders face setbacks. King Joffrey Baratheon, who sits on the Iron Throne in King's Landing, supported by House Lannister and his grandfather, Tywin Lannister, who serves as Hand of the King. Robb Stark, the King in the North, who fights for northern independence and revenge for his father's death. Stannis Baratheon, who continues his claim to the throne as Robert's rightful heir, but suffers from his loss at the Battle of Blackwater. Balon Greyjoy, who has declared himself King of the Iron Islands, and is conducting raids along the northern coast. As Robb's forces advance, he marries Jane Westerling, breaking his promise to wed one of Walder Frey's daughters, which strains his alliance with House Frey. Beyond the Wall, Jon Snow is held captive by the Free Folk, also known as the Wildlings, led by Mance Rayder, the self-proclaimed King Beyond the Wall. As he pretends to be a deserter to infiltrate them, he grows close to a wildling named Ygritte and learns of the Free Folk's desperation to cross the wall before the White Walkers reach them. Eventually, Jon escapes and returns to the Night's Watch to warn of the impending wildling assault. The Night's Watch is ill-prepared but determined to defend the wall. Jon, now a leader, organizes the defense, despite internal divisions and suspicion about his loyalties. In King's Landing, Tywin Lannister consolidates his family's power. His daughter Cersei is increasingly wary of her younger brother Tyrion, who has lost much of his influence after being grievously wounded during the Battle of Blackwater. Tywin further sidelines Tyrion by arranging his marriage to Sansa Stark, hoping to secure control of Winterfell. Although Tyrion treats Sansa with respect, the marriage is fraught with tension, given their complicated positions. Meanwhile, Joffrey's erratic and cruel behavior escalates, leading to increased resentment toward him. Tywin arranges Joffrey's marriage to Margaery Tyrell, solidifying an alliance between houses Lannister and Tyrell. During the lavish wedding feast, however, Joffrey is poisoned and dies in the arms of his mother, Cersei. Chaos erupts, and Tyrion, who had argued with Joffrey, is accused of his murder. Although innocent, Tyrion finds himself isolated and betrayed. He is ultimately put on trial, where he is falsely convicted based on Cersei's manipulations. Arya Stark is on her own journey of survival. Having escaped Harrenhal, she travels through the war-torn Riverlands with Sandor Clegane, known as the Hound, who sees her as a valuable hostage. The two form a complicated bond, despite Arya's hatred for the man she views as one of her family's enemies. She attempts to reach her family at Riverrun, but the chaos of the war and her unpredictable companion delay her plans. Arya continues to struggle with her own moral code as she learns to survive in a world where justice is scarce. One of the most devastating events in A Storm of Swords is the Red Wedding. Seeking to repair his fractured alliance, Robb Stark agrees to make amends with House Frey. Walder Frey, outwardly accepting of the apology, invites Robb, his mother Catelyn, and his bannermen to a wedding between Edmure Tully, Catelyn's brother, and one of Frey's daughters. The event, however, is a trap. Walder Frey and Rose Bolton, who has secretly allied with Tywin Lannister, orchestrate a massacre. Robb, Catelyn, and numerous Stark supporters are slaughtered. The brutal event decimates House Stark's power and effectively ends Robb's campaign for independence, leaving the North vulnerable and leaderless. The Red Wedding shocks the realm and readers alike, symbolizing the ruthless nature of Westerosi politics and the end of honor-driven warfare. In Essos, Daenerys Targaryen grows into a powerful leader, embarking on a campaign to liberate the enslaved cities of Slaver's Bay. With her dragons and her trusted advisors, she conquers Astapor, Yunkai, and Meereen, gaining a following among the freed slaves who view her as a liberator. However, Daenerys faces difficult choices as she tries to establish order. She realizes that freeing the oppressed is only the beginning and must navigate the politics of ruling and the risks posed by former slaveholders who want revenge. Daenerys' journey in Slaver's Bay reflects her ambition to reclaim her birthright in Westeros and her struggle with the complexities of power. The Night's Watch faces one of its greatest tests as Mance Rayder and his wildling army advance on the Wall. Jon Snow, now back with the Night's Watch, helps prepare the defenses, demonstrating his leadership. The wildlings attack the Wall, but the Night's Watch holds strong, despite their limited numbers and resources. The battle reaches a climax with the arrival of Stannis Baratheon, who brings his forces to the Wall to defeat the wildlings, winning Mance's surrender. Stannis' arrival provides temporary relief for the Night's Watch, but brings new tensions, as he hopes to rally support in the north by invoking old loyalties to House Stark. After being accused of poisoning Joffrey, Tyrion undergoes a show trial orchestrated by Cersei and Tywin. Tyrion's former lover, Shae, testifies falsely against him, adding to his sense of betrayal. In a desperate act, Tyrion demands a trial by combat. Prince Oberyn Martell, known as the Red Viper, volunteers to fight for Tyrion, seeking revenge against Gregor Clegane for past atrocities. Although Oberyn nearly succeeds, he is ultimately killed, sealing Tyrion's fate. Sentenced to death, Tyrion is freed by his brother Jaime with the help of Varys, the spymaster. Before fleeing, Tyrion confronts his father, Tywin, in his chambers, where he learns the truth of Shae's betrayal. In a final act of defiance, he kills both Shae and Tywin, setting himself on a path of exile and vengeance. After Joffrey's murder, Sansa Stark is secretly smuggled out of King's Landing by Peter Baelish, known as Littlefinger. He brings her to the Eyrie, where her aunt Lysa Arryn rules. Littlefinger, however, has his own schemes, including marrying Lysa to secure control of the Vale. Sansa learns of Littlefinger's manipulative nature and begins to understand the importance of playing the game of politics. When Lysa becomes jealous of Sansa, Littlefinger kills her, taking control of the Vale and positioning Sansa as his protege. While Westeros descends into chaos, an ancient and more dangerous threat continues to grow in the north. The White Walkers and their undead army are gathering, signifying the true danger that transcends all political conflict. As the Night's Watch struggles to defend the Wall, and Jon Snow faces internal and external conflicts, the story hints at an impending showdown with these supernatural forces. This looming threat underscores the series' central theme that all human conflicts are insignificant compared to the existential danger from beyond the Wall. A Storm of Swords is a masterful blend of political intrigue, shocking betrayals, and character development, delivering some of the series' most iconic moments.